Welcome. Welcome. It has been a while since the last video segment, if you will. We completed a radio series and now back to a video series, or just placing a video outwards, out into the land of the internet. So what is the topic today? Tracy is the medium in which collective consciousness flows through. Tracy has moved aside, allowing collective consciousness, source energy, eternal light beings to speak through Tracy, if you will. All very miraculous. To some, not at all. To others, a miracle. To Tracy, a miracle. So the message, if you will, the sharing of this day is to bring forth the understanding that challenging times in one's life creates a space that can elevate the grandest sense of compassion, kindness, love, and forgiveness. And we say it time and time and time again. All the sharing through Tracy is to present, to bring forth the awareness, perhaps the awakening, that compassion, love, kindness, and forgiveness is the answer. And ones will say, this is BS. It can't be the answer. Do you see the world? Are you looking at the world from where you are? And we want to say, yes, we are looking at the world from where we are. And we are sharing with you that when you bring compassion, love, kindness, and forgiveness towards all things, including all the havoc, all the upset, all the tragedies, if you will, all the joy, all the peace, and all the contentment, the contrast of life. How does one bring, we want to say love to something unloving? How does one bring compassion to something that is so horrendous? It does not feel that compassion would ever be granted or found or shared. How does one find forgiveness in something that feels so unforgiving? And how can anyone be kind when there is so much unkindness? And the answer is a choice. It is your choice. You get to choose with your free will how you wish to feel this day. And people will say, this is a bunch of BS. How can I feel good in all the havoc and all the chaos and all the destruction, in the violence? How can I feel good? And we want to share with you that when you feel good and place compassion upon what is taking place, upon the upset, upon, it brings forth relief and it brings forth healing. We're not kidding. Healing what? Healing oneself, healing others, healing the planet in the vibration of. We share that all emotions hold a vibration and all emotions go forth, if you will. And then we shared, if you can imagine your emotion going forward, and it does, think of it as energy. Think all things are energy, so think of energy. So going forth, and then you wish to take a step. What are you walking into, if you will? Ponder that. It is profound, and it will greatly allow a space for you to bring forth perhaps a better feeling in the chaos among all things that feel so out of control. The one thing that you have control over is how you feel about any one thing. And all emotions are meant to be felt. It would be so natural to feel disheartened, discouraged, run over. It would feel so natural to feel anger, and despair, it would feel very natural under circumstances that are not favorable. It is okay to have those emotions. What we are sharing, the longer you carry it, the more vibration. And as mentioned, when you are walking forward in anything you do in your daily activity, you are always walking into your own vibration. So if you were able to bring forth a better feeling emotion, a better feeling thought, if you could place down fear, anger, resentment, and just put compassion and kindness and love and forgiveness towards it all, it soothes, it's soothing, and that's where the healing comes in. That's where ones feel a little lighter in their steps, because they are placing forth love where it isn't felt, if you will. Placing forth compassion where perhaps it isn't felt. Forgiveness perhaps when it isn't felt. And kindness perhaps when it isn't felt. So if you could find that space to place compassion upon, we can say, tragedy, mishaps, unbalance, uncertainty, you create a space to walk into your own vibration, which naturally opens a space for you to feel better. And when you feel better, then you are seeing the world in a different perspective. Seeing the world through the eyes of fear or anger, anguish. The steps become challenged. And if anyone is wanting to make a decision, it is not the time to make a decision when one is feeling fearful, where one is feeling helpless and hopeless. But if you could find a place to place compassion on these emotions, just to let it go for even a moment in time, then you walk forward with a different lens. You walk forward seeing the world with more clarity. It is of grand truth. So we are wanting and desiring for each soul to see the world with more clarity, to see their own world in more clarity. Because when one can function in clarity and peace of mind, peace in one's heart, then one can bring it forward to be shared in vibration alone. In vibration alone. So that is the little sharing of the day. And we know it sounds repetitive, and we know it sounds, well, yeah, we all know about compassion and kindness and love and forgiveness. We all know. Yeah. But what is the level of your compassion? We have shared, there's a scale, 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. Some will have compassion for a total stranger, an animal, at a high level, 10. Some will even risk their lives for a stranger or an animal. That is compassion beyond a 10. And some may not have compassion for their loved one, for a family member, a friend, a spouse. And isn't it something how that can reverse, and one can find a high level of compassion for a family member, a loved one, a lover, and be at a 1 for a total stranger or an animal. Isn't that something? And we have shared as well that kindness, forgiveness, love, compassion So many, of course, naturally are sharing it, naturally are sharing it. But we ask the question, have you been kind to yourself this day? Have you placed compassion upon your own being this day? Have you placed forgiveness towards yourself this day? Have you been kind and loving and nurturing towards oneself? So we want to say, allow a space of stillness, a moment of a deep breath of Mother Earth for rejuvenation and healing. When one takes a moment, even for a deep breath, one moment of an inhale, one finds one peaceful moment. We are encouraging for ones to take a deep inhale as they move forward, placing compassion before them, before oneself. So one is always walking into this beautiful vibration of love. Really, really, really good. There is great love for you. Thank you.